All right. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? That's all right with me. Coming again on this Deborah platform with another message. And I will say this is a lovely evening in which the Most High Ahia has made. And I, Sister Deborah, shall rest therein. Just coming with a little something that's very important. It's very important because I think it's been going on extremely too long, and I want to address this situation because it's heavy on my heart. Earlier today, just seeing a young lady uh, with another host, and they were talking about this gender war, and the woman was so emotional regarding it, and she was trying to explain her point of view, and I really felt sympathy for that young lady, and she was a young lady. So when I saw that, that hurt me. It hurt me to see my sister in such a emotional state of mind. And I believe it was a doctor on there too. I don't know what kind of doctor, but she was giving her some encouraging words. And what she was saying to her just done something to me. The way she was explaining to this young girl, I think the young girl was the host, and she was just so emotional. And she was explaining her feeling about this gender war. Want me to tell y'all something? I'm just not finding out about this today. I had never heard of a such thing. See, Sister Deborah don't spend her life on these platforms because really it can do something to you. And if you already ain't got it all the way here, you definitely don't need these platforms to take you up out of here, because that is exactly what is going to happen because of what I'm actually starting to hear people say. And it is off the chain. So what I did is I said, well, let me listen to a couple of other people. And from I liked what the young man was saying about it. And he nailed it. He nailed it, even though I only listened to probably four, probably not even 3 minutes of what he was saying. But his 3 minutes nailed it for me because I already have the fullness, even though I never heard of gender war. And the young lady, she was emotional, and she was the host of her video, but she had a speaker, which was another woman, and she was more so like, I don't know if she was a psychiatrist, psychologist, I don't know what she was, but she was she had some type of degree, and she explained something too to the young lady. But this guy, he had his own page, and he put his, I think, 16 minutes maybe into what he can say about the gender war. And I loved what he said in the 3 to 4 minutes I listened to him. After that, I shut it off. I didn't need to hear no more. And the young lady that was so emotional, I had to shut her off too. You know why? I couldn't listen anymore. When you already know what the issue is and the problem is, you tend to turn away because just getting caught up in people's feelings and emotions and personal opinion, it can take you out. When I mean take you out, where? Far out in the ocean to where you cannot find your way back home on dry land. So I'm going to say this here. I need you all in the live chat to help Sister Deborah understand what is going on with this thing called gender war. Many of you might not have heard Sister Deborah have never heard of it. She heard of it this morning when she got on her, I got on my laptop and I saw this young girl. She was crying. And it said gender war confusion. That's what it was. And then I got on there and I started listening. And with her, I don't think I listened 5 minutes on her because she was real emotional and seemed like she was a sweet person. But when the doctor came on and it was explaining to her what was going on amongst the Black people here in this country, and then I'm listening to this before I got on today. I listened to this other guy, and I listened to 3, maybe 4 minutes of what he was saying, and he nailed it too. So let's just listening to the doctor, which was a Negro doctor. She was a female, and listen to this man. You can tell he's very educated. The both of them summed it up. They summed it up to me. His was 3 to 4 minutes. The young girl was talking maybe 3 minutes into the conversation before the doctor stepped in and began to give her overview so she can kind of comfort the young lady. And that was less than 2 minutes. So I 5 minutes on one, and then I spent 3 to 4 minutes listening to the young man. You can tell he was very educated. So and both of these, all of them were Negroes. I called it like that. And when I heard it, it really disturbed me. Just that little. Why? Because it takes me back to the way that Ahia had already broke it down in me, And I'm like, you see that, Father? It goes right back to what you already said. That is so beautiful to me. Now, this gender war, do anybody in the live chat or have anybody in the live chat? And hello, everyone in the live chat. It's good to see you. Have any of you all heard of the gender war? But let me say this here. The young man that I listened to for 3 to 4 minutes, he said that it's called a gender war. It started 15 years ago. He said around about 2005, give or take, but that's what he said. And he expressed himself of what he have experienced, seeing it going back and forth. And he calls it, he says that it's a bad thing for Black people because it shows that they have a mental health problem. That's what he said. And he couldn't be no more than 40 years old. But he said, that's what he said. The doctor that was speaking to the young lady who was the host of her own channel, but she had some type of professional doctor giving her some insight of this gender war. And the lady, the doctor had 2 minutes, and I shut it off, y'all, because I had already the moment I got on, I said gender war. When I heard that, I said, wait a minute. Somewhere I was in a vision or a dream, and I heard that word, gender war. But it wasn't any time. It's almost was talking about millions of years ago, but yet I can still remember. I can't pinpoint when it was when I heard that word. But when I heard them speak that short time, instant, I turned them off. Because I don't want no one's personal opinion, personal feelings, and personal emotions. I want what y'all had already placed in me regarding this. So let me see here. I have never heard of a gender war, but it goes back to Deuteronomy. Yes, girl, you know you good. You know you good. But are you serious? You never heard of it? So I haven't been in a cage all these years. Because what I said to the Father, I said, here it is again, Father. I've been in a cage for too long. Because when I hear things and it's just blowing me as far as what people are actually saying about things, I go before the Father. And I said, Father, here it is again. I've been in the cage. You didn't have me in the cage too long. What is a gender war? I said, I remember that word in a vision or a dream. But that's all I could remember, gender war. And it was like a quicken thing. It wasn't something that like I knew what it was or I was learning what it was. It was something, and you all, he's going to bring that back to my remembrance because I looked at it and guess what? That's the only thing. And when I just said to you, I only heard 5 minutes of the young lady that was hosting her program and 3 to 4 of the young man. Guess why? All I was thinking was Deuteronomy 28. And you come out and you say it. That's what he said. That's what it says. Husband and wives, eyes gonna be. See, and that's what it says. And you know it says that. Yes, it does. But what you are right. It does go way, it shows you it's go way back. And would you think that we being here for 400 years and some, by now we would have been we would have gripped it by now. You know, you see what I'm saying? We would have, you know how they say I'm awakened, we awaken, and they say we the people and we are the Hebrew Israelites. You know, they try to make it like they now educated. They now have wisdom and knowledge and understanding of things. But this shows you that they do not. Because the end game rests in Deuteronomy 28 and they ain't seen it. So it made me shut the both of them down because I'm looking at this and I'm saying like, wait a minute, Father, this sounds like Deuteronomy 28. Because the young man that was 40 within this 3 to 4 minutes, and his title of his video was Black People Have Mental Health Problems. Gender war. That's what he said. It starts off saying gender war. Bad for Black people with mental health. And then this doctor was trying to comfort this young lady who had her own page, but she had the doctor to come in, and the doctor stepped in and started telling her it's okay, and begin to tell her it's because Black people don't understand. They got mental illness. And when she said that, I said, that's it. Close it down. I started, you see, when you know spirit and truth of the matter of what people are going through today, and y'all putting you the truth of the matter, and he revealed what he has already prophesied and already said that shall come. Because just like you did, you turned around and you spoke it in what he already told us about our eyes. Husband's eyes was going to be evil against his wife, and his wife's eyes was going. Does not it say that? So what is it that they're not getting? And like Sister just said, like I just said, 400 years and some, and they ain't getting it. Why? We are destroyed. Like Deuteronomy, it's in there 6 times. 2 times saying we crushed until we are crushed. I think it's 6, maybe more than 6, said until you all are destroyed. We got to go down, y'all. We got to go down. Wow, they took your message off. Do you see that? Yes. And you and you know what else? If you really pay attention to it, now listen to what you just said about the eyes of the husband is going to be evil against the wife, and then the eyes of the wife is going to be evil against the husband. But when you just came back and you said the man have the hate spirit on them so that they hate the woman, and the woman hate the man because they have abandoned them. If you go back there, you can see where it says during that time, it was saying the men were going to leave the children and abandon I'm telling you, it was saying that. But it didn't say the woman was going to leave and abandon her children. You see what I'm saying? She got left with what Yah placed in him to be head over. So now she has to take care, raise them, feed them, and do everything that caused everything to be off balance because he made his move the way that he made it. You know what? Sometimes I wish I was a man when I'm talking. Just I say that to the Father all the time. Just to just because I'm gonna tell you something. They canceled you. Do you see they took your one of your messages down? This message is they holding it for review. Wow. Why? Skinner, they took one of your messages down. Can you see that? They took one of your message down on this end. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see it on that end? They took it down. They took one of your messages down. Why? I don't know why they did that. But wow. So I don't know why they took one of your message down. I don't know why they would do that. But the thing about it is, when they said that, I was so hurt when that young lady was crying. Because guess why she was crying? Out of their ignorance, they don't understand. They don't understand why all this stuff is going on between males and females in our community. Why? They are feeling the impact. They are really feeling the impact. But the truth is already set before them. You see that, sister? It's already before them, but he said they reject truth. He said it in Hosea chapter 4, verse 6. And when they reject my truth, I'm going to reject their children, them and their children. You see? So when we reject spirit and truth, y'all going to reject us. He's about what he's saying. He say what he's about. Yeah, they cut your message off time is up for review. I'm like, wait a minute. Why would they? Do you see how they be on your page listening to everything that's being said? You see? Waiting for somebody to say something so they can, how would I say it? They took it off. They took it off and said it's up for review. That's some crazy stuff. But what was I saying? So with this gender thing, you don't really know how you make me feel so good, because I was saying, Father, wait a minute, I'm hurting. And tell me, was I in the cage for too long? Because when I hear things and I see it's booming, and then I look on here and say a year ago, and it says 6 months and 9 months, I'm like, wait a minute, this thing been going on that long? And then this one guy, he just come out of nowhere. I listened to him, and he was saying that the gender war started in 15 years ago. He said 2005. It started with the black men on Oprah. That's what he said started on the talk shows, especially where Oprah shows. That's where it started. And then he called his title Gender War Bad for Black People's Mental Health. So then that 3 to 4 minutes I heard him, you know what he was saying? He was saying they got mental health issue. And the doctor was saying that's because they got mental health problems. I'm like, wait a minute. You mean you all knew this all the time? And here it is in the word of letting us know that the tribe of Judah, that's all I want to deal with. Because the tribe, Jacob said the tribe of Judah, all his brothers are going to look up to him. And when they look up, what are they seeing? The way tribe of Judah is cutting up on the floor. And the tribe of Judah could care less. They doing themselves. And I'm gonna tell y'all something that I saw today, and it hurt me. And it did. When I say it hurt me, it's like you might as well get with the program. I said what I mean, and I mean what I said. You better get with that program. You know better. Get with the program. The program is spirit and truth. And it's going to walk itself up and down until it is finished. Finished walking up and down. Everything else is really finished, y'all. We just walking this thing out. But it's finished in him. Now, this gender war, anyone else know anything or have they ever heard of a gender war? Or is it wow. Wow. I know Skinner had put a message and they took it down. And I'm like, time out, been removed for review. I'm like, how y'all on this page where few are located talking and y'all find it pleasure in listening to what is being said and zapping it out? That's just crazy to me. But we're gonna continue. Oh wow. Let me know if this continue. Then I have to, reboot this thing in. Because that's crazy. But this gender war. I got on here, what is this? It's because I want you all to talk about it. But if you never heard it, then it's not something you can really talk about. But just like she said, Deuteronomy 28 is it. He said until they are destroyed. Okay. I don't either, but they took it off. Yeah, they took it off. On my side, she had a comment and they took it off and said they removed it for review. And I'm like, no. Yeah, and they have done that several times. I've seen that, but we just started. I mean, they did that less than 15 minutes into the video. That's crazy. But when I feel really sad for the people who are trying, especially women who are trying to get closure in this. I don't think it's going anywhere. No, I ain't gonna say I don't think. I know it ain't. Y'all have to bring you to the point where you're gonna have no one to turn to except him, not even yourself. And it's all due to, and a lot of you all did not understand the 400 years. Within the 400 years, he would deal with the Gentiles. I want to tell y'all what he told me today. He said, he's done with the Gentiles. And I said, is that why I don't be up on them? He said, because they are finished. No hope rests in them. They don't have a chance in the world. Their time is finished. And it shows that they are just as evil as they were within the whole 400 years. He said they're just as evil and wicked, meaning they are worse. And now, guess what? He say their time is up. They don't have a chance. Their time is up. They don't have any more time with who? Mm, mm. That's what he's talking about. Only person they have chance with is Satan. That's it. They ain't got no more time with Yah. And that's what I also would like to say to a lot of men that run around here trying to teach and preach this time. The Gentile time is over. Yah never said our time is over. But he said after he finished dealing with the Gentile, during the time the Gentile is over, then he's going to deal back with us. Now listen, their time is over. That means they don't have a chance in the world. And at that time, he had said that to me today, and I was like, but Father, where is that coming from? He said, why do you think I never give you very much to even speak when it come down to them? He said they are worse than they ever been. They are not going to get any better. And with you all going to be destroyed. Because the 400 years, even that has passed, and here we are past the 400 years, and all you hear is, we the people, I'm awakened. Awakened to what? And the people of what? That's going to bust hell wide open. You the people, all right. You the people. So the issue with this gender war, I don't like the sound of it. And I'm going to tell you something. The reason why I don't like it is because it got the word war on it and gender. War on it. Why do we as Negroes have to take on something like that and make it boom? From what this man is saying, they've been doing it for, they started it back in 2005. Oprah started it with the black men coming out, being able to express themselves, okay, and what they have held and in all their lives. Now, when you look back at Oprah, ain't nothing spirit and truth came out of her mouth, nor anybody that's been on there, okay? And what I mean by spirit and truth, anything that rests in really what you call righteous. You see, so it's a bunch of darkness was on there. And that's what she always represented, even though everybody was flocking to her because she was working for the dark side anyway, even to today. Even to today. She set up a school in Africa. And did you all know it had all girls? She sponsored it and set it up. And I knew when she set it up, she was setting it up for them heathens, them men that would come over. And guess what they was doing to them girls? Sex trafficking. And that's why it was closed down. Mm-hmm. Closed down quick. And she stood back, and everybody today don't even see her to be that person that would start something like that. Why would you opening up this all school, girls' school, and invest in this money of yours, and you wouldn't open it where you are, the country you're in? Why is it you never given anybody anything? Because she works for the dark side. She's going to live and die on the dark side. Yes, she is, with no doubt about it. Now, with this gender war, I'm trying to grip the idea of how is it men and women can waste such critical time in life. We're in the midnight hour to be caught up in so much trash talk. And then they talk so much trash to their emotions, their feelings, their personal opinion, get all wrapped in it. Now it's become their life. They have sparked the fire within them. And they trying to bring pieces together to understand the fire in which they have sparked. And the truth be told, there's nothing new under the sun. Deuteronomy 28 has told you the same thing. Both channels The one with the Negro man, he had to been about 40. And the young lady who hosts her show, and she had a doctor on there who gave her some information. And guess what it led up to? Mental health. Black people got serious mental illness. And I'm like looking at myself saying, Father, is that not what you taught me in Deuteronomy 28? But the only sad part, want me to tell y'all the sad part of it all? It's not going to change the direction in which they are going. It's not going to change. Because you have to think Deuteronomy 28 was thousands of years ago. Isaiah, Ezekiel, and Jeremiah talked about it too, thousands of years ago. Look where we at today. Trying to understand something that's been here with us all these years, and we never took to it. Even when we got a chance to have a Bible, when we went to the churches, we never wanted anything because he said, you came to, I send you to the same location of how the people were, like unto how you were. So a lot of times they don't want to hear nothing. They don't want to teach nothing in spirit and truth. They want to teach people lies to keep everything going. And that's what I think of YouTube. I think that way about YouTube. And I think this way about Facebook, Instagram, Patriot, all of them. All of them is set up to break you. And guess what? I believe 99.9 is about 85% already. Because no one talks any sense. No one talk about topics that is going to lead you to this here. And really, honestly, because of that, people have led themselves to believe only what they think things are going to be, and not dig in and have a relationship with the Creator so he can break this thing down in them so they would know spirit and truth. What is righteous? What is just? Where is the light? Where is the narrow gate? They know nothing of that, but they know that there is a gender war. Sister Deborah was like, oh, no, Father, you mean I've been in the cage that long? No, you ain't been in the cage that long, Deborah. They'll never understand what I have shared with you. So don't you ever think that you get bent out of place because they so far deep in the ocean and can't see dry land. Dry land been there all this time. They just out in the ocean. First, they said the heathens took their history, told a lie, did this and did that, and that here it is. They're supposed to be so found. So they're supposed to be an awakening. They now walking in the Hebrew Israelite movement. And he said they're not moving nowhere, but in a circle to the understanding of some flesh man or some flesh woman. He said they can't even see that they don't even have the oil, Deborah. I said, wow, that's, just messed up from the floor up, and they care not. So nothing he has said has been a lie. Way back in Hosea chapter 4, verse 6, my people perish. He didn't have no problem calling you his people, but he let you know you're going to perish. You're going to perish due to lack of knowledge because you reject. It ain't because the knowledge is not there. See, that's what a lot of people keep thinking. Everybody think the knowledge is not there. Y'all said use a lie from the pit of hell. He said, because you reject knowledge. For that reason, I shall reject you and your children. That means generations to come. And we walking around here like me. What are they talking about? You see how Sister Deborah is not worldly? Because I looked up this gender war and I see last year, this year, 6 months, 9 months, a year ago, they was talking about this gender war. But they surrounded, the Negroes then claimed it, and now they're manifesting it because of the division between males and females. But I want to share something with you all so you can understand this. When you are walking in the light and your spouse is walking in the light, he's not talking to you. You see what I'm saying? He's not talking to you two. Y'all are one in him. He's talking to those who walking in their own separate direction, even though they're in the same house. He's talking to those men that has left everything that they had in them. They don't even understand. Their first ministry was their seed, their own seed. Their first teaching, their first preaching, their first leadership was not for a woman. It was for the children in which he shall have. Lead and guide them. Show them the way to me. They haven't done none of that. I hate it when people come back and they say, well, my husband and my pastor. You know what? When people have to say that, that's when you know they live in a hypocritical life, because you don't have to say it. Because what Sister Deborah said, if it's not for you and you can't put your foot in that shoe, stop trying to wear both of them. If they're not your size, that means Sister Deborah ain't talking to you. But those that are out there, they know exactly who I'm talking about. Right, exactly. But that just goes back that he don't want us caught up in the way the world deals with worldly matters. He's going to teach you the spirit and truth of the matter. Yeah, I said it. That's what he's saying. Yeah, I said it. No, they don't want to hear the way he said. They want to make their own way. Don't that sound horrible? Gender. It's like saying you just here to battle with one another. Have a war. Let's go there. Matthew 24. Matthew 24. And we're going to start with verse 5, because I'm going to separate this thing so these people can understand how they have swam so far out in the ocean, they ain't going to get to see no dry land. Because that is what Yah knew of them before the foundation of the world. Matthew 24 and verse 5. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. Okay, verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars with an S. That means a lot of wars. And rumors of wars. When he's speaking of wars in verse 6 of Matthew 24, he's talking about like United States fighting against Russia, and Russia fighting against China, and Germany against Britain. You know, war, really war. And he said, you shall see that ye be. No, he said, and ye shall hear. You shall hear about these wars. And he says, see that ye be not troubled. He said, he's letting you know that's fine. You're gonna hear of it. Don't get upset. That ain't you'll be okay. Y'all said you'll be okay. For all these things must come to pass. But I want to let you know that is not the end, is not yet. Because you hearing wars and rumors of war. First thing we thinking, oh, they gonna nuke this one, put this bomb out and this bomb. He let you know it ain't going down like that. I know it. They fool our heads up with it because that's the only way they can get us away from what they actually doing in front of our faces. They doing things right in front of our faces. And we walking around here debating and male and female, Negroes against each other, and the heathens and the Gentiles, they are so prepared to destroy you as the first one that's going to go down. Just like that man went into that store. Let me tell you, that's what they prepared for you. And guess what? The Father is going to suffer it to me. Because you're going to get destroyed one way. Hallelujah. Or another. You're going to be destroyed whether you like it or not. And it, even to say it, it doesn't change people. It doesn't call, people don't think, well, wait a minute, I need to get right. I need to get this oil in my lamp. Wait a minute, I need to find somebody who's showing me the direction to the narrow gate. Somebody who's going to show me I can get to the light. No. Y'all talking yang, 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 and monkey mess, but leads people to no righteous nor just. Now listen to this. In Matthew 24, it says in verse 6, and ye shall hear with an ear wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. Y'all saying to you today, don't be looking at wars and rumors of wars. That's not it. This is what he said. But the end is not yet. I would like to tell y'all something in the live chat. He just taught me something. You know how everybody waiting for Babylon to go down? He just showed me in what I just talked about. Listen to what he said. He said, see that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass. But, that means, hold up, I'm not done. The end is not yet. Because the real war is his war against evil. That's the war. He's letting you know that war is not yet. The war that they monkeying around and talking about, don't be troubled by it. It ain't nothing. What did that lead me to understand? What is it he just taught me? The darn Hebrew Israelite waiting for Babylon to come down in a war to get bombed. And guess what? Just like Sister Deborah said, for the last year and a half, they're not going to get bombed or nuked by a war against another country. Because he sat here and said, be not troubled. Yeshua is talking to his disciples in privately because they want to know what the end is going to be. And he's telling you all the end is not wars that you hear. He said, and ye shall hear. Okay? He said, and ye shall hear. He didn't say you shall see it. He said, you shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. But what did he say? See that ye be not troubled. Why is he's calming us to know that the wars and rumors of wars is something, the last thing we need to worry about. Because that's not it. That's not it. He said, for all things must come to pass. But that's not it. Be not troubled, because wars and rumors of wars, that's not it. He said what? But the end is not yet. Meaning, so you want to talk about a war, I tell you what. There's going to be a war. I'm going to be leading it. My power is going to throw up and throw down. But it's not yet, y'all. It's not yet. We're in the end days, in that day. But that's not yet, he said. So that soothes me and make me realize the system, the government, the elites, the wicked and evil has been turmoiling with us, manipulating us to believe Ukraine against Russia. He said you're going to hear of wars with an S all over the place. But don't be afraid of it. Don't be troubled by it. Because, hey, wait a minute, you ain't seen no war. What they talking about is a bunch of yang, yang, yang is what he's saying. The real war, that's coming, but it's not yet. It's not yet. But listen to what he said. Verse 7. Matthew 24 and verse 7. For a nation shall rise against nation. And what that means, people against people. That's what that means. See, he dropped down here in 7 to separate wars and rumors of wars. No, that ain't it, he said. That ain't it, y'all. He said, be not troubled. For that, the end is not here. That's when the war is going to be. He said, but the end ain't here, so don't be troubled. He said, what's going to happen? That's worse than what you're looking for, which is war against war. He said, but let me tell you what. Verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. That is taking place as I speak. Kingdom is where people who say, well, I'm the tribe of this, or I'm the camp over here, and this camp over here, they can't get along. They each one of them call their place the right thing, and they're the kingdom. They're the kingdom. They're the kingdom. Then built their kingdom on what they believe, and they war against each other. Okay, exactly like nations against nations. That is exactly where you see the women and the men. What is happening? They shall rise against nations, shall rise against one another. People against their own people. And same way here in the United States. Blacks against whites in the same United States. Now let's listen to this. And there shall be famine, pestilence, earthquake in diverse places. Why is all this going on? Because when people are starting to have the racial riots, that's nation against nation. That means people against people. I'm a leader. I'm the ruler. The kingdom of the heathens and the Gentile is want to be the king, going to fight against the kingdom of the poor and the blacks. They're going to be warring against each other. He's telling you, wait a minute, this is what you need to be worried about. Because he told you up in verse 6, but the end is not yet. Be not troubled. But when it come down to verse 7, he telling you, wait a minute, and nations shall rise against nations and kingdom against kingdom, right where you at. This ain't got nothing to do with Russia. Right where you at, the country and where you are at today, guess what? So that means you're going to see the white people rising against the Negroes and the Negroes rising against the white people. Okay? They all the same people belonging to the same country, rising against one another. Okay. And this is the kingdom. Same way. When you're dealing with the Hebrew Israelite men, you notice none of them get along with each other. None of them. You don't see none of them getting along. One over here and one over here, and they can't come on one accord because they done built their own kingdom, y'all. They done built everything on their own kingdom. And one is not going to give to the other. So they're going to be warring against each other. Watch this. Not warring against each other, but against one another to the point of death. Now watch this here. And it says, and there shall be famines, pestilence, earthquakes in diverse places. All of this is going to come in the midst of people against people. Hebrew Israelite against Hebrew. Tribe of Judah against the tribe of Judah. Is that not happening now? Sister Deborah been hooping and hollering for the last year and a half. Don't y'all see them killing them girls? Don't y'all see them killing their children? Y'all don't see them killing up their mothers? Nobody sees nothing. Nobody speaks nothing. No one says anything. And I said, okay, Father, what's going on? And that's why he had to show me every step of the way. He comes right to give me what? Comfort. Give me comfort so I can continue this race. And along with the comfort, he gave me the spirit of endurance. I praise him for that because I need it. Okay, now what happens then? And then in verse 8, he said, all these are the beginning of where you're going to feel sorrow. You see? And we're thinking it's going to be in the wars and rumors of wars. No. It's going to be killing and fighting each other. For kingdom against kingdom, nation against nation, right where you at. Black against white, white against black. Okay, whites against whites, blacks against black. The only thing different is when you begin and have in the last 5 years killing your people. And your people standing around here saying, as long as that ain't me, then the moment this woman lose her daughter, oh, they killed my daughter. I'm like, wait a minute, hold up. Here it is in the biblical for 400 years, in this past 400 years. Everything is very clearly seen. Y'all ain't coming to deliver your daughter. Y'all ain't coming to deliver your son. He ain't coming to deliver your brother, your uncle, your daddy, your granddaddy, your mama, your sister. He ain't coming for you. So just keep on keeping on. He is not coming for you. It's over. It's finished. That time period in which he said he was going to deal with the Gentiles, and after that, he's going to deal with you. Now he laid that judgment on your butt. And you're running around here acting worse than you even, before you even got over on this end, you wouldn't, your forefather wasn't as worse as you are. So what have the 400 years done for you? And what have it done since you awakened? Nothing but made you worse. And that's what you see when you see in this gender war. Because after these men, these Negro men, come to the knowledge that they are the people, or the, I say the children, and they don't understand you, the children of hell, if anything, because that's what you've been displaying. That's what you've been displaying, and they don't see that. They don't understand that. They can't comprehend that, because Deuteronomy and Isaiah and Ezekiel and Jeremiah said you're going to be destroyed. And you run around here thinking it's all in your hand. Now, I'm going to tell y'all where it's hurting, where it's really bad at. Sister Deborah this morning, early this morning, sat up, got her a cup of coffee, and I heard his name is Marcus Rogers. He talking so nasty about women. He calling women witches, and I mean, he's saying a whole bunch of, and I said, but Father, they just gave him $1 million. He made him a video, dancing video, or singing video, sound like the world. It is the world, really, because it ain't have nothing to do with spirit of truth. It has nothing to do with holiness. And he bought that little church, and they gave him this and they gave him that. Why? Guess why? This darn Negro don't even realize he's a Negro. He think he white because his mama's white. He think he's right. He think he's right because he think he's white. Let me say that again. He think he's right because he think he's white. He don't even understand you ain't nothing but another Negro. He don't accept his daddy because he never knew his daddy. But whether you knew him or not, that's who's living in you. Whether you know him or not, that's what's living in you. When he left your mama, that's how you are. That's why you got bitterness toward the women. Same way your mama had bitterness against your father from leaving her with you and the others, all by her lonesome. You still a Negro. He caters to Europeans big time. He searched Beyonce and Kanye West, everybody that got money. He wants them to come to him for advice, spiritual guidance, because he's searching that dollar. But when in the last 4 weeks, I don't listen to him like listen to him. I get on there and I hear a few things. I say, look at that devil. He didn't won that man over. He didn't want. All he's talking about is they are doing a lot of connecting women now to Jezebels, harlots, and witches, and because everybody running around here using this witch thing. Let me tell y'all something. If women are practicing witchcraft and sorcery in that number, leave them alone. Let them go on and do what they do best. You see what I'm saying? You're supposed to be talking spirit and truth. You're supposed to be leading people to the light. You should be telling people when this way is to the narrow gate. That is righteous and just. Spirit and truth. Faith. This is the way. Oh, no, they don't want to do that. They want to get on this devil platform and use it for the way, for the application in which they applied for with the devil. They want to own up to who they are, how would I say it, working for. Because that's exactly how they conduct themselves. So I'm like listening to this guy. And I said, wait a minute, hold up. Last month he was supposed to be a pastor, I thought. And even when he's a pastor, he's silly. He's silly as silly can be. And the thing that makes them, I'm going to tell y'all something y'all do not know. What makes a lot of these men act like that is when they're able to have a silly, young child as their wives. Because it makes them think they men. You see what I'm saying? It brings them higher to have a 15, 16, 17-year-old as their wife. He got somebody's baby with him now. She done had 2 kids. And he do not even understand why you sitting here building up that hate on women. This young girl is now second pregnancy with your child. You better watch yourself. When a woman is pregnant, that's the last thing you want to speak. It's evil and wicked to people because the same thing you speak can enter into that womb of that child. That's how bad it is. That's how ignorant men are. They don't understand that. That's why he said he will visit the iniquity, the sin of the father for a generation. They don't get that either, y'all. They ain't gonna ever get it. And they run around here wondering why the women are the way that they are and the children are the way that they are. It's because of you. It started with you, and guess what? It's gonna end with you. But they don't get that. Every time, and y'all might not even believe it. It's so many times I get on here and I say, Father, if I was just a man speaking to the men, would they get it? You know what the Father told me? No. Only thing they're going to get is his prophecy that he prophesied. They're going to get that. They're going to get that. That's what they're going to get. He said, no, whether you was a man, an elderly man, a speaker, a pastor, a bishop, no, it don't matter. It don't matter. It is so many things that's leading all. What caused these Negroes, males and females, to get detached to this gender war? Do they can't even see that he said that you shall be hated on every four corners. Guess why you being hated? He ain't talking about them other 11 tribes. He talking about the tribe of Judah. Guess why? Because you all sit your butts around here and don't stand up against evil and wicked. And just like I told my ex-husband, if you don't stand up for righteousness, then you stand up for wicked and evil. You're going to be on one side or the other. Chooses where you're already predestined. And if you're predestined to think that people's on these devil platforms and talking, that's where the problem is at, as far as getting as many aware of what is actually taking place, which is spirit and truth, the truth of the matter. Now, these young girls sitting here talking to this doctor, and this doctor nailed it. She said, well, baby, I want to let you know. And she was giving her some really good word because she was trying to comfort her because she was really emotional. And she was telling her, but you just don't understand. Black people have a mental health problem. And they really do. They really, really do. And I don't have no problem with it now that I know and I understand that, hey, this too shall come to pass. That's what he said in Matthew's 24:6. All these things must come to pass. He's about what he's saying. Say what he about. So when we sitting and we getting all tied up in what they doing and what they said, instead of when we hear these things, you can say something against it. It's best to say something than to say nothing and keep it going. A lot of prophets and prophetess are out here thinking life is about debating. Y'all want them to also understand all of this trash y'all out here doing is not of y'all. You are hypocrites. You are the false prophets, because y'all is not going to send nobody to keep battling one individual. He's going to give you the right now word to give to them and keep it going. Why? Because we are in the midnight hour. Now, the prophet, what's the difference from us in the midnight hour and the prophets of yesterday? Anybody in the live chat? Can anybody in the live chat explain what's the difference from the prophets of yesterday, the prophets and the prophetess of yesterday versus the prophets and the prophetess of today? What's the difference? Yep. But you don't find that something mentally wrong? He knows he ain't never done anything. What spirit is telling him he done that? He took care of his. He raised his. What type of spirit? Come on now. AC, what type of spirit is that? It's telling him what he done and all he had done for his children. And you know, and I don't say he know. He's dealing with a spirit that then took his mind. I don't mind submitting either. That's how I am. Because I think that that's one way you can come in. You can gain so much. You can gain a friend. You see what I'm saying? You can gain a partner. You can gain where he's weak, you strong. When you strong, he's weak. We can come into one go. We both are gonna be weak in some things. We're both gonna be strong in something. Putting that together, you can't fail. So if he wants to lead, let him lead. Let him lead. But only thing about him leading when he falls, get out the way and let him fall. Because that's how he learned to lead. Daddy wasn't there to teach him. Mama and her boyfriend wasn't there to teach him. The only way a man knows how to lead, he has to fall and stay down until he know how to get up. And if he don't get up, he call on the most higher while he's down. The problem with us women, we always there to catch them before they fall. And let me tell you something, y'all. When I was communicating, I'm a type of person that I won't date people, but if I meet somebody and we communicate, okay, I tell them straight up, I don't want nobody in my life. Now listen to this, women. I tell them straight up, I don't need nobody in my life who cannot catch me before I fall. Catch me before I fall. If I'm doing something that's not right, come on, catch me, baby. Tell me, Deborah, this ain't right. Before I fall into something that not right. Catch me. If I'm doing something and I'm going to spend this money to go get this, catch me before I fall. Talk to me. Tell me. When baby, we was behind in a couple of bills. I don't think that's a good idea. But didn't you already buy 2 pair of shoes last week? Talk to me. Catch me before I fall. That's what a man should lead. Catching that woman before she falls. That's all she wants. Is an ear that he hear her and that he catch her before she falls. That's it. She ain't asking for nothing. She ain't asking nothing. And she'll take him many places. And matter of fact, she'll take him places he ain't never been that he always wish he could. When you can be able to have an ear man to hear a woman and catch her before she falls, let me tell you something. That woman will move mountains for you. That woman will move mountains. The reason why she needs you to hear her and be a hearer is because she got to be able to communicate to you how she like to be touched, how she like to be filled, what's her favorite food, what she like to do. But if you ain't got an ear to hear this, you can care less what she like, how she like to be touched, how she feel about anything. Because you're so busy getting your feeling on, want to be the wrong thing in a relationship. And women, that's all we want. I don't care what you say. You can say what you want to say. You don't need nothing but an ear and a catch me before I fall. Someone to catch me before I fall, guess what that is? Know how to speak up and say, baby, that's not a good idea. That's catch me before I fall. You see what I'm saying? And not afraid to say, baby, can you get that next month? Oh, baby, yes, I sure can. No problem. Matter of fact, I won't even buy it at all. That's all you need. And a man, all he really wants is to know that he's good at what he do. You hear that, women? All a man is, and all that he wants is to know that he's good at what he do. But because we have caught them every time before they fail, we didn't caught their car note, their truck note, their insurance, their medical. We pay their rent. We take care of their children homework. We constantly feeding them. All the things that Yah has placed a man to do. We held them up and kept them from falling. If they butts failed enough, he will feel the fall. That man will feel the fall. But what we did as women, we caught them before they fell. We caught them. You lost your job, babe? Yeah, okay. Here go the paper. I already called a couple of places. I know somebody that'll hire you. Wait a minute. Hold up. Let his chair fall all the way on that ground. That is the most high. He got the feeling. But we as women have caught them every time. And look at the consequences. We are the worst of the worst. Look at the consequences. We are the worst of the worst. And I'm going to tell y'all, if the Most High ever visits you all and teach you through his Ruach, spirit and truth, he'll tell you it was something else going on in the garden. And Adam knew it. They ain't going to show you and tell you somewhere along the line. I don't know where this is coming from, but I'm just giving you what the Father is telling me. Adam had done something before Eve had even spoken to the serpent. If Eve was lusting as the man wants to make it, that's how bad they want to put women underwater. Why was Adam? What was Adam doing? Masturbating? They want to say Eve was there lusting after man, desiring him. So what was Adam doing? It says that he was with her. Masturbating. They talk about women getting abortions. How dare you talk about women getting abortion? When you masturbate, you abort hundreds. Stand y'all nasty tails down. It's so much. Then you go here to let me go here. I'm gonna go here right quick. Then I sit back and I say, okay. I like how Paul stood down, though. I really do. I like here where Paul had to stand down on what was going on. And the reason why I know Paul stand down, because when he's teaching you spirit and truth, he's teaching you a way that you see the facts of the matter, okay? Which is spirit and truth. That's the facts, okay? Now, he said here, for I am not ashamed. This is Paul. Romans chapter 1, verse 16. I am not ashamed of the gospel of Christ, for it is the power. See, I told y'all. Y'all didn't get it, did you? I know y'all missed it too. Y'all gonna keep missing it. The power is Christ. Christ holds the power, the word, and Yah's spirit. That's who Christ is. That's Emmanuel with us. That's the son of Yah. But the son of man is Yeshua. He holds the blood. Hallelujah. I love that connection. He's the blood sacrifice. And you ain't going to get to Yah without accepting the blood. Just like the blood on the post, that when death passed by, that's the same. That's the blood that's going to redeem you. It's going to redeem you, but the power is Christ. He's going to suffer the Ruach to come in you. He's going to bring the Ruach into you. Now, in Romans chapter 1, verse 16, I am not ashamed of the gospel of Christ. What happened to Yeshua? Why didn't he say, I am not ashamed of Yeshua HaMashiach, the gospel of Yeshua HaMashiach? Why just Christ? So many times this book have taught us the difference between Yeshua and HaMashiach, which is Christ. Taught us, but we didn't pay no attention even to today. It's over, y'all. It's over. And it says, for it is the power of Yah unto salvation. That's what Christ do. He brings the Ruach, the power, brings the Ruach and place it in you. Okay? It is the power of Yah unto salvation to everyone that believeth, to the Jews first and also to the Greeks. Now listen to this. Yeah, this is sad, child. I want y'all to listen to this. I know y'all ain't gonna pay, after you hear it, you ain't gonna pay no attention to it, but I need y'all to highlight this. Now listen to this. Therefore, Verse 17, therein is the righteousness of Yah revealed from faith to faith, as it is written, the just shall live by faith. Faith is a gift from the Most High, a higher. He gives you that. He gives you that. Okay? You can't get faith on your own. Now you got the fleshly faith. I can believe I can touch this here. Yeah, I believe it. I can touch it. That's not faith. That's not the same faith. Spiritual faith is a gift from the Most High, a higher. And he has to give you that. Okay? Now listen to this. In verse 18, listen to this. Get your highlighter out. Romans chapter 1, verse 18. For the wrath of Yah is revealed from heavens against ungodliness and unrighteousness, males. Let's read that again. Get your highlighter. For the wrath of Yah is revealed from heavens against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of men, which is males. M-E-N. Why? Why is that like that, Father? Keep reading to them, Deborah. Who hold the truth in unrighteousness. Men holds the truth. And y'all walking around here trying to battle with these men and trying to get some closures with, you know what I'm telling you what women are doing? They searching themselves. I'm gonna go and tell you the truth. They're searching themselves, trying to figure out where they went wrong. What did I do? I did it. I even tracked back to even see what I missed and try to get it right. I don't get it, Deborah. I don't get it. Go back. Go to Romans chapter 1, verse 18. Hear what is being said. For the wrath of Yah is revealed from heavens against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of males who hold the truth. How do they hold the truth? Wait a minute, Father Yah. What you mean they hold the truth? Deborah, they hold the truth in unrighteousness. You see what I'm saying? Sister Deborah sitting there saying spirit and truth. He's sitting there saying, Deborah, they can have the truth, but they holding it in unrighteousness. They making it a lie so they can live to be the truth. They making my word and what proceed out of my mouth to be a lie so they can live a truth. He's saying that this is Roman. Y'all know how many thousands of years this been here? Listen to what it says. The men, the males hold truth in unrighteousness. Romans chapter 1 and verse 18. Listen to how he said. Because that which may be known of Yah is manifested in them. For Yah has shown it unto them. For the visible things of him from the creation of the world are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, even, Deborah, his eternal power and Godhead. You know what he's telling me right there? Deborah, you sitting here hooping and hollering, and you're trying to get them people to understand Christ, which is homicide. Homicide. But guess what, Deborah? It's already in them to know the truth. How you think I'm judging them before they even come before the judgment seat of the throne? I'm judging them every day because I already know they're not in my book. I know who they are. And this was what Romans said. Now listen to what he said, verse 19. Romans chapter 1 and verse 19. Because that which may be known of Yah is already manifested in the males. See, they run around here thinking, we the king, we the leader, we the ruler. You know why? He invested something in you so you can teach your sons and daughters righteousness and just. And he said, instead, you taught them unrighteousness because you left them behind that was unrighteous. And you went on your way. Unrighteous. When they ain't hers, they're yours. They came from out of you. I trusted you with them. How did she end up with them? How did she end up feeding them, housing them, taking care of them, buying them clothes, being at every meeting, every sport? How did she end up with them? What? Do you think that they're going to be able to stand to the holy throne of Yeshua and Hamashiach and think that they're going to just walk into the New Jerusalem? Do y'all believe that Yah turned around and put manifest, right? He manifest, verse 19, because that which may be known of Yah is manifest in them. For Yah has shown it unto them. For the visible things of him from the creation of the world are clearly seen. The things that you see from the creation is clearly seen. But I had already manifest truth in them, Deborah. But they took the truth and they decided to live unrighteous instead of truth. Okay? And this is what he said in verse 2. The visible things are the things of him from the creation of the world is clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made. Watch this here. Even his eternal power. Sister Deborah is always telling y'all about that power. It's the right hand. Nobody don't even believe it. That power is the stretched out arm. That power is his beloved. The power is Christ. The power is Emmanuel. His only begotten was mean his only power that he has in his hand. Yeshua was the blood sacrifice. Through that blood must you believe that the blood and the power will get the Ruach HaKodesh to be able to be indulged in you. You got to get the blood and the power, because the power is going to take the Ruach and put it in you. You see, you have to believe it. You have to believe in Yeshua HaMashiach. Now, here, I want you to look at this here. He said, even his eternal power and Godhead. He's letting you know they already knew, y'all. Y'all can go around here and play around and think that these men didn't know. But it says here in Romans 1, they preferred unrighteous over truth. Okay. And then it says, so that they are without excuse. Wow. They are without excuse. Wait a minute, Father. Y'all, who's without excuse? Man. Because that when they knew Yah. You mean they knew Yah? Yes. Why you think he implanted life into them? Meaning the light into men, so that they would transfer that light into woman. But it starts with men. If you look through a microscope at sperms, all you see is a lot of lights all over the place. Thousands and thousands of them. So when they masturbate, wham, they are aborted. You see how silly they are? Negroes are silly. Our men are gone, y'all. And guess what? You ain't the fault of it. You never was. Only thing I didn't like about mothers and grandmothers, they knew that these men, they were allowing these men to get all the pleasure that they wanted on the babies, on the little girls, on the teenagers, on the young girls, on the little boys. Yes, I'm going to tell you the truth and shame the devil all 24 hours, because he knows. It's things that happen, y'all. That's who I am. I'm a people person. Everywhere he have taken me has been around the multitude. I had to hear the stories. They don't tell me. I had to hear the stories and then try to wait till the Ruach give me something to say. Y'all, he always gave me something, but it's just the sadness. You go home, you be like, lay down, Dad. Oh, baby, your mama did that too. See, women have always been partaker in the wickedness and pleasure of man's evil and wicked, to where they will let their own babies be molested by the men and their sons as well. Sodom and Gomorrah is not something that was. Solomon's Gomorrah is something that was and is today. Why? It never left. It never left. It came out. And this is what you see today. And you know what? I'm going to tell you something. When I was in high school, a lot of people said to me, "When Deborah, do you believe that you can be born gay? You think people are born gay? You naive, stiff-necked and rebellion and no good people. Yes, you can be born gay. Yes. How did Lot, Solomon, Gomorrah get to today? How? And y'all want me to let you know it's been going on since that time all the way to this time, 2022. The sins of the father will be visited among the children 4 generations. And if 4 generations is continuing the sin, it keep going more, and it never ceases. And that's what you got today. A lot of them is by choice. A lot of them has not been born. But a lot of them are born. Because of what their fathers and their fathers and their fathers and their fathers' father was doing. It's the sin of the father study passing down to the children, whether you male or female. It's coming down that bloodline because the only route y'all's going to bring it down is down that bloodline. And it got to be the bloodline of a man. People would say, so when Sister Deborah, well, wait a minute, hold up now. So you saying that it's only the father? Yes. Whether it's my father or his father, it don't matter. He been whining to us about the forefathers. Pray that and repent for the forefathers. And we sitting here around here like it ain't nothing. Oh, and now, and you know, yes. Fathers. He ain't saying nothing about no 4 mothers, 4 women or 4 mothers. He ain't saying nothing to y'all like that. So see how we women are already gone? We believe everything they say. The word speaking loud and clear. The word shining light on this in the darkness. And we run around here now. No, we don't want the darkness. We don't want the light. Where can you just show me what darkness is? I don't need to show you what darkness is. You walking in it. Let the truth be told. Now here he was saying in verse 21, Romans chapter 1, verse 21. This is what he said. Because that when they knew Yah, they glorified him not as Yah. Neither were they thankful. See, y'all don't get it. He's sitting here telling you how these men are. What make a woman think he's going to be so if he can't be good to the Most High Yah? If he can't do right by the Creator, what makes you think he's going to do right by you? Do you think having sex with a man is going to make him be all that and some to you? That man can be laying down with you and thinking about another man he could lay with. That man can be laying down with you and thinking about a child he didn't slept with. That man can be laying down with you and laying down with another woman in his mind. Stop that mess. Thinking that these men want you. This is why women went all type of direction. Out of the natural use, they turned around and followed the men out of the order of Yah. No, they weren't out of the order at first. All you had to do is go back to Sodom and Gomorrah. Not one time did he say a women was at the door. He said young men and men was homosexual in the Sodom and Gomorrah. But who had to go down? I like my father when he do that. He bring them all down. He don't care. Woman, you want to be stupid enough to follow him? I tell you what, you're going down. Why would you say that? It's because when he asked Adam, asked him, well, what if you can find a certain amount? Or would you still destroy? He said, no, I won't. What if you can find a certain amount? No, I won't. Adam should have asked him, Abraham should have asked him, well, what about the women and the children? What about the women and children? Nope. He was told nope. Because they stood around and allowed their little boys to get involved in this. And let their little boys being molested by their daddy. And let this wickedness go on. They're going down with them. And that's why I said to y'all, you walk your tail around here and see something and hear something. And then when it shoot in front of you, you don't call it out. Y'all gonna see you come judgment and say, when unjust was before you and unrighteous was before you, you saw it for what it was and you said not a word. No, he said you got to on the mountain and proclaim, no, no, no. And in Romans chapter 1 and verse 21, it says, because that when they knew Yah, he's talking to men, they glorified him not as Yah. You see, he said they had truth in them, Deborah, but they rather have unrighteous. What? Then he turned around and said, because that when they knew Yah, they glorified him not. Now watch this here, as Yah, neither were they thankful. How can we not, Father Yah, be thankful for all that you have done? How can we not? How can we not? Oh, y'all don't understand who we messing with. He's the creator. Now listen to this. But Deborah, because vain in their imaginations and their foolish heart was and is darkness. That's why you can't go out here and try to compete with these men. Look what they done to Yah. Look how they turned away from him. Look how they treated him. What makes you think that they gonna love you and do you any righteous when the Creator himself had put truth in them and they turned to unrighteousness? How? Their hearts are dark with evil and wicked. And I tell y'all over and over and over, we are in that midnight hour. That means the people's hearts are so darkened. It's just a matter of time they're going to come knocking at your door. And your door means coming to your heart with this wickedness. You ain't going to escape it because we sit around and we approve it. Just like I look at the world, I said, Father, this is getting too heavy for me. He said, no, it ain't. You got the endurance spirit. I put endurance in you. It ain't heavy for you. Just hold on to the endurance. You're going to be saved. What are you talking about? I said, but Father, this world is gone. I said, these people believing, these heathen, and everything they saying, and the heathen standing there poisoning them, destroying them, setting them up from the floor, doing all these things to them, and they sitting around here doing just as much evil or more than the heathens, and said, we the children of the Most High Yah. We are wicked. I don't get it. It ain't meant for me to get. All I'm going to do is hold on that unchanging hand, which is that endurance spirit that's holding me up. I told you I'll be up in somebody's mental hospital, what I can see. But by his grace and his mercy and how he has kept me, I'm here today on YouTube, on the devil platform, telling the devil ain't all of them lost. Use a lie from the pit of hell. He said, if it was so, it would fool his very elect. Fool the very elect. You know, it ain't gonna roll like that. It ain't gonna rumble that way. I ain't gonna be fooled by that nonsense. Now, this is a strange thing. Do you all know My phone is not cut off, but you heard it ringing. How is it your phone can be cut off, or your phone can be cut off from service, and your phone can be turned all the way down, but scammers can always get in? How is that? Somebody, you see what I'm saying? How is it that you can cut my service off because my bill ain't paid? It is. I'm not saying it this time. It's on. But I'm just saying. But yet, the scammers can still call my line and talk to me. Do that make it? Just now, someone is calling. And guess what? I turned this phone all the way down. How did they bust through the ringer? That's what I'm talking about. Then they want to tell me where I've been for the whole month of May. What you mean? Who told you to follow me every place I go and then key it up at the end of the month? This is all the places we realize you went to. Got the day, the hour, the time. If y'all don't see where you at, this is the midnight hour. It is crazy out here. But I wanted to go to Romans because I want every last one of you women, because I'm going to get back on here tomorrow and we're going to talk about Romans chapter 1 and just hear what was going on and what y'all wanted us to understand. Women is got themselves all tied up because they tied themselves up, because Yah has always been there on your side. Let me tell you something. I asked the Father. I said, Father, all this chaos about the women and the men and the women. What's this deal with I'm going to turn the children back to the father and the father back to the children? What do that mean? Anybody know? In the live chat, I'm going to turn the fathers back to the children and the children back to the father. Every day he's angry. You sure right. Because every time I even try to go to him regarding something, it's almost feel like he's angry with me, but he's not. It's more so he want me to understand, Deborah, this need be. Stand down. Let it be what it got to be. But it's hurtful to me because I'm not a dead prophetess. I'm a living one. Okay? I'm not Jeremiah, but then Jeremiah and be ministering to my spirit. And that's only due to the Ruach HaKodesh. Because sometimes I'll be like, now, come on now, Father, come on, tell me this, tell me this. He said, Jeremiah, tell her. Oh, Ezekiel, hey, Jacob, come tell her. And when they tell me, they tell me. He'll tell Solomon, tell her. Solomon come up and go here, go here. I go there, Solomon be mentioning that thing to me through word. I'm like, Father, is that deep then? He said, didn't I tell you? See, but I had to get them to tell you so you can see where it's at. Because sometimes it takes you to see it so you can be able to tell somebody how potent it is, sitting right up in our face. Us, it's sitting right up in our face, and we trying to justify, clarify, and identify what's right and what's wrong, and it's sitting right there telling us. And like he said here in Romans chapter 1, he put it in them. So when he say, that question was, when he say he's going to turn the fathers to the children and the children to the father. I'm gonna tell y'all something. That's a sad saying. It really is. He's gonna turn the father back to the children and the children back to the father. Anybody know what he mean? Someone said the beast system. Someone said clean them up. You notice in that he doesn't say the father back to the son, the father back to the daughter. And you notice he don't say a father back to the mother or back to the mother, or a father back to a man back to his wife. You know why? He said in a statement, y'all, to the men. Listen to this. I'm going to turn the father back to the children and the children back to the father. Who he put first? The father. I'm going to turn you back to your children. And when your children see you get back, they're going to come back to you. But what is he talking about? Because the men today, 99.1 trillion don't understand. All of it come from him. Y'all didn't have to say, going to turn the wife back to the husband, or the mother back to his son, or the mother back to her, her husband, or the woman back to her. He didn't have to say that, because whether you're a mother, a child, a son, or a daughter, he said you all came from the man. You see? So he didn't have to carry, he didn't have to break it down. He's just letting you know. See, y'all better wake up. When we have excused him for everything, and they excused themselves. Anytime Romans sit here telling you that they use unrighteous for truth, and the things that they have said in Romans chapter 1, that stands for today. That's why they gone here. And they think it's because the heathen. Yeah, he's been telling them, I did this, I did this, I did this, I did this, I did this. They still saying, this is why Sister Deborah knows something wrong with her. Watch this. Y'all said, I did this, I did this, I did this, I did this. I curse you, I curse you, I curse you, I curse you. I send you here to the four corners. I disperse you to the cities. Guess what they say? The heathen did it. The white man, Esau, did it. No respect. No respect for what proceed out of the mouth of Yah. They don't have no respect at all. What do you mean? He done told them, you are stiff-necked, rebellion, and disobedient. If y'all look them words up, he's talking to the tribe of Judah. Look them things up. He ain't talking to the heathens, y'all. He ain't talking to the Gentiles. See how we keep escaping from spirit and truth, which is the truth of the matter? We escape at every corner we can to get out. And that's why we where we at. That's why we where we at. And we think we in the gender war. We in a war in darkness within ourselves. Because y'all ain't never told you there was a war for you to fight. When did he tell you that? So why are these people on this devil platform talking about a gender war? You're a war within yourself. These men been warring with their families, with their children, with their mothers, with their fathers for so long. Why? Because they warred with the Father in the heaven. Anytime a man can go up against the Creator, the Almighty, he will go up against any and everything and die. He is willing to die. That's why he said, your men. He said, thou men. He's telling, he's purging the daughters of Zion. They got scab in their head and they burning. And he turned around and tell them, I'm going to, and thy men shall be destroyed. Letting them know, you want me, I'm going to purge you up and down, but I'm going to destroy your men. And even the ones who think they mighty, like Pastor Dial, who ain't got two cents, I'm going to destroy him. And he going to think he going to be able to fight the war. He even get ready for a war and don't understand. When I tell anybody that's righteous, there's a war for you to prepare for. When did I tell you that? And I was thinking about what I was sharing with y'all in Luke the other day. When I was sharing that with you all about he connected, and I never saw it like that. But he connected today with Noah and the ark and Sodom and Gomorrah. So are not our men out there like Sodom and Gomorrah? See, he connected the two. But if you listen to these people and pastors and bishops and preachers and teachers, watchmen and seers and Maureen and all of them, they would never connect. Exactly what's taking place is what he already prophesied. No, they separate that mess. They wouldn't have dared put that up there. And then what else I liked about it in Luke 17, let me tell you what he said in Luke 10, because it wakes you up. It makes you realize, stop running behind these people on this devil platform. They're against your Father in heaven. And you running on their side like those who wanted to follow. Let me tell y'all something. After he had kicked Satan down, you know, there are some of the angels end up down in the uttermost darkness. Okay. Now, he got kicked down, and there were some angels also down here that came down who wanted to follow him. But guess what? Once he got down here, guess what? There was still some ones left up in heaven, still trying to figure out, shoot, I wish I would have went. Well, I think I would have wanted to go. Or I'm still thinking about what he was doing. You know, what did you think about that for? He got kicked out. Why you up in heaven sitting here thinking about what he done? See, these are these men that you see that's out here showing up and showing out. And I hate when they come talking about fallen angels. I hate when they say that. The only reason why I hate when they always talk about fallen angels is because I know what took place before the foundation of the world. We all were angels. Them suckers got kicked out. They didn't fall out. They got kicked out of their first estate. And they always connect evil with the fallen angels. No, the one that politely decided to get out because they wanted to follow Satan. But they still left some of them up there. Y'all say, I'll tell you what, Deborah, I'm going to build me an earth. I'm going to put all of them down there. And that's how you end up down here. So while you thinking you down here and you all that and I control, I rule, I this, you ain't nothing. Because your name ain't in that Lamb book of life, you ain't nothing but in the book of the lake of fire. So don't put yourself all up on pedestals. These people is cutting up from the floor. And this gender war, I'm like saying, like, Father, why are these people starting something? He said, Deborah, didn't I tell you they will destroy here? And y'all run around here talking about Omar, what his name? Omar, whatever, his Black Pan Africa, whatever. He needs to get his tail somewhere and sit down. He's trying to make money. All that money he done made, he ain't done a darn thing with it, and nobody don't know where it's at. They need to lock him up, to be honest, because he don't mean nothing up here. Don't come telling me about special education. Don't come telling me. I know all about it. Tell me he's a specialist. He got all these degrees. Where is it at in your rectum? Because it ain't in your brain. Because you don't know nothing about what you're talking about. These children are inheritance of their fathers. And that's why these women don't understand what's going on with their babies. Because the man you got married to, you didn't know nothing about. Not enough. Because if you did, you'll see the children that you had is a carbon copy of who he is. If they ain't a carbon copy of who he is, they're a carbon copy of your daddy. But most likely they're the carbon copy of their father's father, and maybe their father's mother. It's all up in there. And while you trying to figure out, well, why are they like this? Why they do here? Why they slow here? Why they smart here? Why they do this? Why they do that? All you gonna find out if you do your study. Everybody running around here trying to get a blood test to know their DNA. You know what? What is it you to gain to know your DNA and don't even know who your children is? You don't even understand their bloodline and what came down the bloodline. Did y'all know wicked and evil came down that bloodline? In case y'all did not know that. Yes. Those are called generational curses. They come down the bloodline. If you and your husband divorced and y'all was married, say 10 years, guess what? The ways of that man is still resting in them children. So you're going to raise him all over again. You raising him all over again. That's where the women never escaped. They never got a rest. And so many women are so ignorant. They don't even realize, baby, you ain't had a rest. You ain't had a rest time to think, to function. Because you're raising men that left you with these children. You're raising them all over again. And then their mothers. And then you wonder, wait a minute, hold up, wait a minute. I raised them like this. how did they get like this? If I raised them to do this, how did they get over here doing that? You think you know something. You think you're smart. But you have rejected the word that proceed out of the mouth of Yah, who have told you who your children is, and you deny. Set an example. My children of a carbon copies of their father. I've told them throughout time. Sometimes I feel like when I told them, but maybe I just didn't wore them out. Their ways, I thought when this was something I did, because I kept telling them they like their dad. But guess what? Now they see it. They see it so clear. And I don't say it now, but yes, I do. Yes, I do. But now they see it. They're adults. They see it. And I got one that can't stand that. A couple of them can. Because they see now what I've been telling them. You ain't got me in you. I'm a giver. I'm a gave. I'm a people person. I take care of people. I do right by people. I do good by people. I give my all my all. My mother would tell you all, this girl would give her head away if it wasn't detached. She told me that when I was a teenager. Well, that's what I do. If I got furniture in my house, I don't care if it's new. Somebody out there need it. Okay, wait a minute. Let me get a U-Haul and I bring it over. And I look back over my life and guess what? I start crying. I start crying. Because I did not know I was that deep in a spirit of give and gave. You want me to tell you what made me realize it? When it was time that I felt somebody should see me because all that I have given to them, they didn't see me. They didn't see me. So then here come the Father chastising me and disciplining me. How do you expect, Deborah, for all that you have given to all these people, for them to see your need? They ain't created to give and gave. You were. So you can't get mad at them because in them it's not give and gave. Hey, I like that though. Because he just showing me I am created. I am the most higher. I am give and gave. They walk around here talking about love, love, and love. He said he's not even detached to love. He said if somebody ever asks you, if you say God love, what is his love? First thing they'll tell you, abortion, they're killing the babies, they killing their people, and that ain't love. Why is he letting this happen to the children? Why is he letting this happen to my mother? Why is he letting wait a minute, hold up. If he loved, because they got the wrong understanding, because that's what man gave them. Everything y'all did. Somebody ever asked you anything about y'all, you got to let them know he's give and gave. From Genesis to Revelation, all the way down from Genesis to Revelation, all he did was give and gave. That's what he did. And we missed it. And we don't have no respect for him after all he gave and gave. You know what really messed me up? I'm going to tell y'all one thing that messed me up. When he finished with this give and gave, guess what he did? I'm like saying, okay, that makes sense. Because the word love, if you turn it backwards, it means Evo. Okay? So give and gave makes sense because they said the greatest gift, I think they say, is charity. And if you really look up charity in the right way, it's about what you give to others. You see? It makes sense. But they hid who Yah is. They hid it even to today. He is give and gave. And you want me to tell you how thick it is? You want me to tell y'all how thick it is that he is give and gave? He's still pouring out grace and mercy. So how's he pouring out? He giving grace and mercy. Everybody run around here killing one another, stealing from one another, killing their mother, their father, their sisters and brothers, and grace and mercy still being what? Poured out on them. He's still giving grace and mercy. You see that? He's everything he is give. He gave you his only begotten. He gave you his spirit. Everything he did, he gave you. He gave you a heaven and earth and put you down here on it. He gave man and woman, a wife, and a wife a husband. And none of them have no respect for everything he gave. They still run around here. All right, but he said that in Romans. From the things that they can see, everything that was created that you can see shows who he is. And it is so true. Everything he gave. So it ain't no such thing as love when it comes down to most high or higher. That's a word they placed in there, and it can get you confused. Because I just did a study on begotten, begotten, begotten. It's in the Bible. And then they tell me when I look it up, they say there's no such word. It is a word that been put in to confuse. So it's so many things in there to confuse. So what stop all that? What stop all the confusion? What stop you from not knowing this? The Ruach HaKodesh, spirit and truth. You see what I'm saying? Does not that sound so simple? Simple. And we made it so. He said, Deborah, even when they were in the garden, all I gave Adam was one instruction and one direction. That's all my 10th commandment is, instructions and direction. They turned around and called it commandment and law. And it was instructions and directions. Now, listen to if you say instructions and direction. It feels better and it best describes how simple and easy it is to follow. Instructions and direction. Go on the job. They give you a book. It sends instructions and direction. Don't follow. You get fired. So what you do, you make sure you follow. Doctor give you a prescription and give you the pharmacy fill your prescription. And he give you information telling you how you must take this medication. And what you do, you follow instructions and directions. Everything that is, was, and going to be has always been instructions and direction. Instead, they put law and commandment. And he said, Deborah, it was just simple as instruction and direction. That simple instruction, which was one, and direction, which was one that I gave Adam, didn't even hold up at all. That's how messed up it is from the floor. So that was thousands of years. What do you think about 2022 being any righteous resting therein? Did you ever wonder, Deborah, why I say the gate is narrow and very few shall follow it? So not only is the gate narrow, but it's only a few going to find it. That's scary. That is scary. You mean a few is just going to find? What? You see? He said they're missing it. So I, Sister Deborah, say unto you, it is so important that we find our place in Yah and not the ways of the world. The tribe of Judah is in the world. They are in the rectum of Babylon. They are in the rectum of Babylon. And they party and hardy. And they're not coming out. That's why all of them on this devil platform ain't teaching nothing. And they think they are doing well. And why they think they're doing well is because they know they got you getting liking and subscribing, and that way they can get prompts. They can get boast and pride, boost. Just think they all that answer. And then they begin to lose themselves. But to me, they was already lost. So it ain't something new that's happening to them, because for them to do that, that's what's sad, you know. Everybody's going. So with this gender war, I don't like the word of the war, because he says it's gonna be wars and rumors of wars, but don't be trouble. But why is it this gender war is causing a lot of women to break? Emotional, because it's tampering with the mental health of the tribal children, and not just the women. The men gonna lose, and they already losing. They're just too ignorant to see it. Their mind. They're too ignorant to see it. That's why they can okay all the men in the closet, under the bed, in the closet, out of the closet, in the dresser, and they can participate in it, but still sit and bash women. They can walk up and down the streets with their pants hanging all the way down, showing their rear end, and they don't see nothing wrong with it, but they want the heathens and the Gentiles to respect them. They're going to run around killing their wives, their children, and their daughters, and not feeding their children, not paying for a roof over their heads and spending time with them, but want the white man to respect them. How is it that you entitled to so much respect and put out zip? Not even to the most high or higher. I don't get it, as far as how you cannot see that you are walking, talking, acting for darkness. And anybody out there, stay away from Marcus Rogers, whatever his name is. That man think he's white. That's what he think makes him right. So he go after the heathens, because those are the ones give him the money. And then he have the audacity to fall so deep down into that spirit of hatred toward women. But yet you just started the church. Do that make any sense? He ain't never been under a leadership a day in his life outside when he was in the military. But yet you finna lead a flock of people to Yah. Man, you lost without a cause. And there's another one that's on there talking about numbers and colors. Why do people think that in such a midnight hour, it is okay to talk about all the darkness of this world and getting people involved in all the darkness, but ain't showing them no light? Ain't showing them no light, none whatsoever. Ain't saying, hold up, sister, don't go in that direction. That's not the right direction. I'll show you something. See, over here it says this, and look, just follow that light. It's just a pin needle light, but just keep your eyes on it. That means Yah. And he'll show you the way. But you got to accept Yeshua HaMashiach. But you can't. See, a lot of people are saying, just confess with your mouth that you believe. Do you think he gives a rat's behind about your confession out of your mouth and your spirit have nothing spirit and truth? You think you can go and confess out of your mouth without your spirit having no connection? He said we can't even worship him without spirit and truth. How? We can't worship him in spirit. We got to worship him in spirit. We can't worship him in this flesh. So there's got to be an inner feeling. I think it's the repentance spirit. That repent, that gives you that feeling of remorse. And then he waits there to hear your confession in your spiritual heart. Go everywhere like Gino, whatever his name, Gino Jennings, whatever. He's sitting here running around here all over the world baptizing. You ain't doing nothing, taking but a dry devil down and coming up wet. These people ain't even confessing. These people are not of the Most High or higher, and he could care less. He think he's doing the Most High's work as long as he's taking them in the water. But I got something to say to him. Take them in that water, let them go down a dry devil and come up a wet one. But I tell you what, let's see if they baptized by the fire of the Most High Yah. The real baptism. Let's see if they baptized that route. No. Because they thinking some man is going to give them the full way to the altar of the Most High Yah. And they can't do that. See, they're going to have to be baptized in the spirit by the fire, not in the flesh by water. See, that's what they didn't understand. That's why John baptized. John said, see, I baptize with water. I like that, John. I like that. You just tell the truth. I baptize with water, but there's one going to baptize you with fire. That's the Ruach HaKodesh. The people don't even want that. They want the water. They want what they can see and believe. They want somebody to tell them. They don't want to believe in spirit and truth. They want what they can see and believe and hear and believe. And that's what they take to. But that's a sad thing. Anybody in the live chat have any questions that they might have? And I think we are going to. Anyone has any question or even have any answers for us? But even though Judah have done this, why is it that no one owns up to it? That's the thing about it. I don't understand. I wonder, but he said it. He prophesied they wouldn't. That's why go to Deuteronomy 28. It tells you the end game to it is that they're going to be destroyed. That's just it. They're going to be destroyed. And they don't want to go there. They don't want to go there. They're already killing up like crazy. They're already stealing and killing and destroying their own family. You know, with word of evil and wickedness, with guns, with their hands in clear view to where Yah had to prophesy, they shall hate you on the four corners. All nations shall hate you. All nations shall hate you. You know what he's saying to it? He's telling me, Deborah, they're going to hate you because what your tribe is going to be doing. So they're going to hate you. But you be good. As long as I give you that endurance spirit, you're going to endure this thing to the end because you're going to be saved. Because you're going to endure something to the end. You're going to see the outcome of the end game. Because they have rejected the end game in Deuteronomy 28 because they have rejected the curse, period. The people, we awakening. That right there was the full rejection of the idea that I, Deborah, Ahia, cursed them and judged them. They speak denial. They teach denial. They teach reject. The whole curse itself. I said, yeah, Father, I can see that. Because if they can't see the end game of the curse was for them to be destroyed, something wrong with them. He said, yeah, that's what's wrong with them. They're gone. He said, this here is gone. It's gone. When you know what the saddest thing about that First Timothy 5, it says 5 and verse chapter 5 and verse 8, if any does not provide for his own, especially his own house, he has denied the faith, and the worse than an unbeliever. Honestly, want me to tell you something? That been happening long time ago. Thousands of years ago. That's why they so how would they say it? Gun-ho, I don't know. They so hard up on women submitting because what they're trying to do is still yet have their glory in their way. And they figured if they can bring women all the way down, they think it's going to bring their spirit, their dark spirit up. But they don't understand. Y'all said you're going to die. Look up Isaiah chapter 3, verse 24 and 25. And he called them thy. He letting the women know, I'm going to take their life, your men. And they don't even hear that. that stuff don't even fade them. They've been left the homes. They've been reject their children. Because see, I'm going to tell y'all, this is the problem I have. How is it that the Most High orchestrated that man was liable for so much, but he has not been liable for nothing? That's deep to me. For a creator to have created so much order for man, and he has not followed, not one. But this is what they use. They ain't looking at the stiff-necked rebellion, the whoremonger, and all these things he said to them throughout thousands of years. You know what they detached themselves to? We the children, we Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. But they never thought. He never called Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob stiff-necked rebellion and disobedient. Now come on with it. Tell us, which children are you? See, they never think like that. They don't think of the fact that, well, wait a minute, Abraham and Isaac and Jacob wasn't called stiff-necked rebellion and disobedient. So then who are we the children of if we that? They don't think that far. They don't think. But they just assume that we found our history and we all going to the New Jerusalem. The new heaven and earth that's going to come down for us. Already seen the gates of all the 12 tribes. Oh, we going. And then I'm going to show you where I realized that our Negro people were really slow. Really, really, really slow. It's when they focus on the 12,000 of each tribe leading up to the 144,000. I want you to know how sick they are. How sick they are. It rounds up to if 1, maybe 2% of the whole population of the tribe of Judah. That's how small of a number. So when you say in the tribe, not of Judah, Judah is only 12%. I mean, 12,000. But that's a small percentage, maybe 1 or 2. That's it, percent. And they thinking 12,000 is a lot. See how sick they are? They are terribly sick. See, they ain't figured out, well, wait a minute, y'all, wait a minute. We got to wake up to something. Wait a minute. Hold up, down. It's only 12,000 going to be included in the 144. In our nation, we the tribe of Judah. That's not nobody. They don't understand that. And then it takes them right back to the narrow gate. Okay? It takes them back to, if it was so, it will fool my very elect. And it really takes them back to the small remnant. They don't take to that. They don't pay that no mind. They just all say they all going. And that's what they amend their minds, their sick minds and their sick hearts of their flesh to believe that no matter what we do, we can hate our women, we can kill our children, we can kill our wives, we can have as many wives as we please. And guess what? I think it's sad how women stand back and see he done prophesied, Matthew, Luke, Mark, and John, that in the last days, it's going to be like Noah and Solomon, the days of Lot. So what did he mean? What happened in those days? See, they were marrying and giving in marriage. They were feasting. You see all these feast days the Hebrews get together on? Feasting, drinking. And don't think he's talking about water. That's what Pastor Dow and them do all the time. Somebody just said that he's been doing that. They've been drinking heavy for a long time. You see? Now, how is it if he's going to abide in you, he is holy, and he's going to abide in you, how is it we would think that it's okay to drink anything while he is within us? We're offering him a drink. A lot of people don't get it. We really are. We don't even understand the things that we're taking in. We're actually bringing it in to our temple where he abides. So he drunk 24/24. If he's really in you. If he ain't really in you, you're right. Drink up, brother. Drink. Drink to your heart desire or whatever. Because you really think about that. Everything we bring into us, that's where he abides in our spirit. He is in us. So if we think every Friday and Sunday, they even doing it on Saturday, I've heard not just him, not just Pastor Dow, but others. They are drinking. These men are drinking in these camps, in these groups, and on these feast days. Not just the feast days are they doing it. They doing it, and then the women standing around looking silly. Okay, and any and every wickedness that these men do, and don't have no. Wait a minute, child. This don't balance. If greater is he that is in us, why do we have to give him a shot? Does that make any sense? It doesn't. And no one cares. We want to talk and pretend we serve this Most High Yah in righteousness, but we said not a word toward unrighteous. Why do you think the gate that's lead to destruction and hell has enlarged itself has been enlarging? Why do you think the gate leads to destruction is so broad? And many shall go therein. Because everybody's getting on that same bandwagon, trying to go in that same direction, a direction of wicked and evil. And it's sad. And nobody has no problem. But the reason why the tribe of Judah has no problem with what is going on, and the reason why they continue to do what they're doing is because they're going to be destroyed. And women, you're going down with them. Yes, you are. You're going to go down with them. Because anytime you stand up and you look and see what they're doing, and you okay it, do y'all see how there are so many women that have gained so much weight? It was off the chain today. I went into Walmart and I saw these women get as big. Oh, I have never in my life seen nobody getting so big. Because these men is telling them they like them like that. Only nation on the face of the earth tell women to get that heavy because they like them like that. You really believe they like you like that. And long as you can get somebody to look at you and your health right here, if y'all were to allow anything to happen, how could you run? How could you move? It's just off the chain what I saw today. It just, to me, it's a sight to see. Because when you see them getting bigger and bigger like that, you be like, women, what will make you get so big? Here you are, 30 with a cane, 40 with a walker, because all your weight needs help with the walker already. Having knee surgery, ankles swollen, because your feet can't fit in shoes. They don't even get it. And I'm just not, so many of our women are heading that direction because so many have believed that this is what men like. And they get on places and tell women, oh, we like women with their natural hair. We like the natural hair. But then run around here and treat them like trash. Don't let them lead you into the midnight hour. Get your oil and know that your oil is in your lamp. And leave these people alone. So Sister Deborah said, I'm running into 2 hours and I'm going to, move on tonight. I love you and I appreciate you all tuning in tonight. And I pray that you have a blessed night. And I will be back again. Someone says Matthew 3:9, don't just say to each other, we are safe, for we are the descendants of Abraham. That means nothing. I tell you, Yah can create children of Abraham, these very stones. And that's another thing I try to tell people. If you got this creator saying that he can cause stones to be what he needed to be over what we should be, does that show you that he don't need us and that we thinking he need us? If he can get a donkey to speak. You see what I'm saying? He can get the rocks to cry out. People don't understand he can do whatever he want to do. But right now, I'm going to tell you, he's locked. He is finished. All is finished. So if you run around here trying to chase all these messages to try to hear what y'all is saying and what he finna do and what he gonna do, you go right ahead. Because these people are filling y'all up with a whole bunch of lies. And a lot of people, when people start back telling them that they letting them know that you are a wolf in sheep clothing, you are lying. This has nothing to do with y'all. You'll see a lot of them falling off. Because guess what? It is sad. It is so sad that so many people are out here deceiving at great numbers. And everybody walking around here talking about, we the people, we the children, we awaken. The sad thing about it, that is exactly what they said. But then walking in all this midnight hour, doing nothing righteous, nothing in spirit and truth. And care, they don't care if they even see the light. That is so sad. But Sister Deborah would like to say, I appreciate each and every last one of you all tuning in. And I will say, I pray that you all have a wonderful night. And I will be back again. So I would like to say shalom and shalom.